Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, human dynamics, everything in between. Today, we're going to get into body game, man's bodies, and their appeal to women, okay? So I'm like the hater when it comes to this particular topic of discussion in the men's space, the manosphere, the attraction space, the red pill space, because I think half of it is nonsense. Okay? So, always as I go into these particular topics, I need to put out first and foremost, I'm in good shape. Alright, look at them. So, I speak through experience. Because I trained ever since I was young. I got big men in the family, so I've just sort of picked up after that. I got strong men in the family. I was just influenced by that. Like physically strong men in the family. And I see something I never had to experience, and that was insecurity from men who feel like they are lesser or less attractive to women because they don't have muscles or they're not big and buff and all of that stuff, right? And I'm just here to tell you that it's really low on the hierarchy of what women find attractive. Once you get your foot in the door, it opens up space for a little bit of maneuverability with your body and how it's approached and how it's appreciated. Yeah, no doubt. But to initially start talking to a woman, what's going to be most important? More important than your size and how big your biceps are and how you've got a six-pack abs. The most important thing, and it does, don't get me wrong, there's a knock-on effect. There is a knock-on effect when I'm speaking of abs and stuff. Most importantly is going to be how healthy you are looking, how healthy your body looks, right? So a low body fat percentage on a man who has never trained in his life, and he dresses and presents himself well, holds himself well, and has got the same factors of the big bloated guy, he can have just as much, if not more, luck with the ladies. That being attracting the gaze of the ladies. That be engaging in seductive communication with them, because biologically speaking, they're searching for a man who has the health, who can provide and look after that child and them for the years to come. Somebody who has got longevity. When these big bloated men on steroids come into the picture, there is an uncanny valley effect, because quite clearly that, even if you're aware about what's capable on steroids or not, there comes a point where your evolutionary hardwiring can clearly pick up on the fact that something's off there. I'm put off a little bit by that. So we project our own wants and needs, i.e. we like good looking women. We're so visually based, right, that we apply that onto the woman and assume that's what they want from us. We want a nice, firm, big booty and big bazongas and a slim waist and thick thighs and all this and that. I mean, I don't know about you, that's what I'm after. A bit of thickness goes down well with me, and we apply that onto what the woman would want from us. Oh, surely if that's the case, they want some, like, triangle-shaped man with the world's biggest arms and shoulders and this, that and the third, and it's only going to benefit you to be in better shape, no doubt, but health is the biggest component here. And to be symbolic of health is to look healthy, i.e. not starved through being low body fat, but being in low body fat by being fit, athletic, eating well, okay? I mean, I can get big as hell. Bro, I'm getting strong as hell right about now. My diet's not great, and I would be more attractive to the ladies if I was living off of my fruit and my lean meats and that which grows naturally on this planet, because that's what I was made to eat. They're going to be more attractive than that, than me who's throwing a quiche in the oven and eating pizza every odd day, but just getting strong as hell in the gym and getting big and bloated. Not only that, but let's compare it to somebody who is genuinely in incredible shape, big bodybuilder fella, lean body fat as well as size, right? there is a femininity that comes with it. There's a highlight of the masculine figure, but psychologically speaking, you can't show me no one on Instagram who's posing with their top up and actually has a model-esque physique and tell me they're not looking in the mirror, paying attention to themselves and spending way too much time obsessing over that instead of going out and getting more important things. If you're not profiting and making money in the health and fitness industry, there comes a little bit of a divide when it becomes problematic when you start to look too good, because it becomes a little bit egocentric and a little bit self-obsessive, and that's verging into the femininity side of things, you know? I watched an interesting video about sexuality, right? Because I think this is fascinating. I've not done a video on this yet because it's powerful information and I wouldn't want anybody to feel awkward, but how to identify somebody who is interested in same-sex relations and they've not necessarily come out yet. I've got a lot of good info on that and I know how to identify that and how to put that forward in a very legitimate and understanding sense, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not rushing into that because, you know, each to their own really, innit? But I was watching a couple of videos of people discussing this, and people who were on that side of the fence, who were in that particular camp, were saying, hold on, you can identify someone who's a bit fruity, right, for lack of a better term, by how obsessive they are, how clean cut they are, how focused they are about their appearance. Whereas the man who isn't in that camp doesn't mind, you know what I mean? Each to their own, I guess, but it doesn't mind spending a moment outside of the shower instead of constantly getting in and out. Can be a bit dirtier. Has got no problem getting his hands dirty. You know what I mean? These elements that differentiate the two, one being of the masculine, that's not to say be a smelly guy, but one being of the masculine and one being overtly feminine. The woman who goes into the bathroom and just looks after herself all the time, takes 2 hours before she comes out on a night out, she's looking at herself in the mirror doing this and that. Not only that, but it's indicative of insecurity, right? So not only does it bring a feminine energy, because everything is balanced, right? I always talk about this half and half ratio. The man is overtly masculine, aesthetically speaking. Psychologically, there's a feminine spirit because he is self-obsessed and so self-conscious that he has to emphasize and highlight this masculinity so much, one may consider it overcompensation. The women pick up on these things on an unconscious basis. So I'm saying this to sell this to the men out there who don't have the best features. You know, this whole debate about dad bods and this and that. I think that sums it up, right? The women who say, oh, I want a dad bod, and then you'll have these red pill people who have no idea, these black pill people who have no idea, who come out of the woodwork and start saying, oh yeah, we'll put a man with a set of six-pack abs in front of her and we'll see if she likes a dad bod. Bro, she's not gonna choose a self-obsessed narcissist over a man who's clearly healthy enough, can enjoy himself, is somebody that can relax and not feel judged around, who can eat ice cream and watch some good films with. You know, still strong and able and can look after the children and so forth. I'm not saying some overweight slob. No, nobody wants that. Or at least if they do want that, you as a man shouldn't want to be there. But you know, a little bit of fluff is more important than the far extreme of having this 5% body fat. But with that being said, that's contrary to where I started this conversation, because optimally, you're going to be, now I'm going to get into the science of things, right? The actual numbers, you're going to be looking at what? 9% to 12% optimally, if you want that model aesthetic. Sub 9% is just going to take a strain on your life. You're not going to be thinking with clarity. You're not going to be, well, it depends how you approach it, because now we're getting into nutrition and we could take intermittent fasting into the question and so forth, and that's going to affect, you know, your cognitive function. But 9 to 12% body fat arguably would be the best amount of body fat a man can have in order to be attractive to women. because you're going to be sharp. Your features are going to be accentuated. When you put on a bit too much fluff, what happens is you garner face fat, and that face fat will muffle and blur what makes you you, your identity and your characteristics. And when you lose that fat, you will have identity in the faceless masses who have got a little bit of weight on them because they don't pay attention or take care of their, caloric intake versus expenditure. They're not necessarily the pinnacle of health. So, as far as body game is concerned, I think these lean people who eat well, and that radiates outwards, what goes in must come out. These people are more attractive than the muscle-bound men who are either really big because they stuff their face all day, but they're huge and they're muscular and they're strong, yeah, and the ripped steroid-head bodybuilders on the opposite side of the spectrum. Health is wealth, and health is what is going to attract. That's the biological purpose. The woman isn't looking at the man thinking, you're strong as hell, and blah de blah de blah. First and foremost, she's looking at the man and thinking, right, you are healthy. You are going to be able to cater for this child through its development stages, preferably for 18 years in a perfect world. And that's what I want. And they're attracted to the features that come along with that, which is the jawline, it's the cheekbones, it's the animation that aligns with the face, it's the youthful look, it's the slim waist. The starvation that comes from below, they'll start saying you look gaunt. And I say that through experience because I've been there. Or you look a bit gaunt. Your cheeks are sunken in and that. Which the black pill would say was perfect. But through my experience, it's not necessarily been the case. And I've fasted. I go back and forth. I think as far as losing weight is concerned, fasting is probably the best way to do it. No doubt. No doubt. Plenty of cottage cheese and rice cakes and everything. That's good for you, right? Eat plenty. People disagree with fruit, saying, it's full of sugar and stuff, but it's absolutely incredible for your skin. It allows you to glow, which is good. You don't need to spend time in the mirror applying all these moisturizers and stuff. It's just what goes in must come out. And with that being said, I'll finalize on this. When it comes to body game, I think we over-prioritize it, thinking that this is like one of the most important things when it comes to women. And arguably when it comes to your status, your position in the hierarchy, your financial income, and your traits and behaviors and ambition and communication and competence in what you do and the confidence that comes aside that and how you walk and how you talk and how you dress. All of these come before your actual musculature, if that's the way you would put it. With that being said, I'm not saying stay out of the gym, but I'm saying you don't necessarily need to go in there and be Arnold. You can just go in there and you can go for a run for half an hour, 45 minutes. And over a year, over 2 years of progressive overload, just running, you might come out there skinny as you've ever been in comparison to the man who's been lifting weights for 2 years, but she still might find you more attractive because you epitomize longevity. And that's really what we want as far as a partner is concerned, yeah? That's just some food for thought. You can disagree with me because each and every woman is different, and some women do like size. I've got a great pair of thighs on me because I like squatting and deadlifting. Women go mad for that. I'm not to detract from the case that be, but yeah, I'm gonna abide with what I've said. The body itself isn't going to attract women to that extent. That's just not the case. There's so many other more valuable factors when it comes to this game. And I'll leave that one on that. On that note, I'm signing out. So I'm uploading each and every day. Click like and subscribe. I've got 2 links down in the description of the video. One will take you through to my catalogue of body language. Over 220 videos how to read people through their subconscious behaviour. Second to that, we've got the Patreon where we watch together videos of real life first dates. I show you the attraction and the negative, repulsive body language cues. You will see that manifest in your day to day because it's global. We all work in the same patterns, and then you'll never forget it because it'll be your survival kicking in. Whoa, I know to avoid that. I know to go towards that. You'll become Casanova. I'm signing out. Peace.